Well, Cossack Crazies, here we are in Madison today, a varsity matchup between the Bulldogs and the Cossacks. It is breezy out here. My tripod moving all around, iPad moving all around. So I don't even think I'll be able to keep track of this score with my hands. So this will be all off of the Game Changer box score. We'll see how this goes. This is going to be madness. I'm going to try to hold on to my iPad as best I can. And while we're doing that, I'm trying to keep the breeze out of the microphone, and that's going to be impossible today too. So we're going to do what we can. A big matchup between the Madison Bulldogs and our Sioux Valley Cossacks today. Sioux Valley now 5-1 in their season after a big win on Tuesday. As they had the Parker Pheasants in town. It wasn't close, and then it was close, and then in the late innings, then it wasn't close anymore, and a good win by our Sioux Valley Cossacks. So they're just kind of getting themselves ready on the field out there. I'm holding my iPad with two hands and hoping. I got a leg trying to brace it. I've got things, I've got stuff. It's going to be madness today. Look, you come to a softball field, there's not a lot of press box area, and small towns don't have that either. This is officially the field that the Dakota State Trojans play on, so I guess I was just hoping, but no, we're at the top of the bleachers in the elements. And we're going to have a lot of wind going through the microphone today because I got two hands holding onto an iPad so the whole thing doesn't tip over. So it should be a fun one today. I want to thank our exclusive presenter for everything that we do here on Saul's Media. And, well, craziness like this it's going to be today. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics. With locations of Volga, Brookings, and Elkton, Bankstar provides big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today to chat with the local professionals. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Saul's Media broadcasts. Fans are filing in. Come to a softball field. Everyone brings their, lawn chairs and things and gets set up. Got plenty of people here in the bleachers around us. I think the Madison JV squad is sitting in front of me, so it should be fun that way. I'll just try to hold on to this iPad as best I can and see if we don't blow away. This is scheduled for a varsity game and a JV game today. Madison, one of the better teams in Class A softball. Sioux Valley, one of the better teams in Class A softball as well. So they are through with the final instructions on the field. And we're about ready to fire this thing up. They'll do some starting lineups out there. We'll do Star Spangled Banner out there, and then we'll be ready to roll. I'm going to try to hold on to my iPad as best I can. Let's see how that goes. It's just going to be madness today. It's just going to be madness. Life on the road, right? I mean, it's just as windy in Volga, so it'd be just as bad. There's no press box there either. And I'm learning that I need a much sturdier tripod. So that'll be next. It's always something. Just a strong breeze out here. It's probably, a 20-mile-an-hour wind, gusting to 30, possibly higher. It's breezy out here. For the field, it's coming straight across the field, so it's from right to left. So from the right field corner to the left field corner. That's how it's blowing. Going through some of these starting lineups out there. I tried to do my scorebook. Near impossible because the pages kept blowing around, and I've realized that we got to keep two hands on the old iPad. I can do it through Game Changer. Let's do this. Starting today for our Sioux Valley Cossacks, brought to us by CC's Bar and Grill, downtown Volga. Batting first, number 12, Cassidy Smith. Batting second, number 13, Amelia Jacobson. Batting third, number 26, Morgan Lemmy. Batting fourth, cleanup, number 31, Audrey Morano. And batting fifth, number 6, McKinley Schwab. I believe she's our pitcher today. We're going to find that out here in a second. Batting 6th, number 10, Zoe Hemestad. Batting 7th, number 27, Abby Axtell. Batting 8th, Shelby High. She's number 5. And batting 9th today, number 20, JC Olson. And that is the starters for our Sioux Valley Cossacks. Good thing is, I do have internet here, so we are live officially. I'll do my best to hold on to this iPad today. You can see the dust blowing across the infield. It's just a crazy sustained breeze that is going across this field today. And the JV squad will obviously stand up. Probably playing first. Number 4, that's Voss. Number 3, that's Schlissner. Number 11 will be Dudley. And we'll figure out where these girls are heading off to. I think Dudley's going to be our left fielder. Malone, number 1. And number 10, that's Pastrallo out there. You came in from the Interstate Way, you got to pass Pastrallo Motors right on the corner. Obviously right on the other side of the fairgrounds that we have here. So we'll do a Star Spangled Banner and be right back with you. Here. I don't know if that's going to work. It's going to be madness today, so just bear with me. keep score with my book today. We'll be going all off the Game Changer app today. So pitching for these Madison Bulldogs, that is Topkin. You should have a pretty good angle of everything she's doing today, so do my best to keep everything steady here and using the old Game Changer app the same way you're doing it today. So, Cassidy Smith will lead it off for our Sioux Valley Cossacks today. Top of the first, firing up on a breezy day in Madison. Good battle today of two of the better teams in Class A softball. And there's no way I'm going to keep wind out of a microphone today. Cassidy Smith will see strike one go by. 0-1 count for Cass. Topkin, the pitcher today for Madison. Tap right side, and that'll be a foul ball as the first baseman, that is Schleichner, picks that up in foul territory for Cassidy Smith. It'll be 2 strikes to start our ball game. Once in a while that wind dies, but that's the first time in about 15 minutes. We'll pitch outside. 1-2 for Cass. The pitch way out. 2-2 now for Cass. Good eye. Smith, our leadoff hitter. In a good battle to begin our matchup. Top of the first today. Topkin delivers. Too high with that. Full count now. After being down 0-2 in the count, Cass fights it back to full. Topkin gets her sign. Cass is ready. And the pitch. Too high. Gets away from the catcher. Cass will draw a walk. And the leadoff hitter is on. Cass does her job. 2-hitter in the lineup is number 13, this Amelia Jacobson, Mia, as we lovingly call her. Let's see Cass on first out there. Shows bunt, gets a piece of it, so it'll be a foul ball. Got a piece that went straight back to the catcher, so Mia will be back at it. Down 0-1 in the count. Shows bunt, gets that down, picked up by Topkin. She'll fire to first, get the force, but it does the job as Cassidy moves down to second. And with 1 out, the number 3 hitter in the lineup will come to the plate. This number 26, Morgan Lemmy. Good play by Topkin, the pitcher for Madison, to get after that bunt and fire to first for the force out. He'll swing through that. Strike 2 in the outside corner, so Lemmy down 0-2 with 1 out, top of the first. Cassidy Smith sitting on second base. Topkin delivers. That is a line drive. Cassidy quickly back to second base. Solid hit, just straight to the shortstop. A Klingbeil is the shortstop, so it'll be 2 outs now. And the cleanup hitter coming to the plate, this is number 31, Audrey Morano. catcher. Cass sees that. Moves up to third. Morano's going to have a 1-0 count with Cassidy Smith on third base. And I'm sorry about the microphone. I can't protect against it. Morano will swing through that 1-1. There by Morano. Morano gets ahead at count 2-1. First inning brought to us by GP Auto. Topkin delivers. Morano gets a piece of that. It's going to roll foul. And for Morano, it'll be a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Breeze, I tell you. Nothing's going to work today. I'm going to hold on to this iPad with both hands. That pitch way too high. Full count, Morano. Swing through that. Topkin gets out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score. Have our Madison starters here in a second. First inning is brought to us by GP Auto. You can see some of the sponsors up in the corner of the screen there. We'll go through as much as we can today, as much as the wind is going to let me hold on to, essentially. GP Auto, man, a great car repair shop. It's like Lemmy is going to be playing third base today. McKinley be at short. We got Abby Axtell as our starting pitcher today. Hempstead behind the plate. Cassidy Smith at third. And Lila Benson playing second base. Center. Got Morano, I believe, in the warming up at least. We'll see how the outfielders are. But Abby Axtell, our starter today. Madison, a powerful lineup here in Class A ball. The team we can compare this to is the Tri-Valley squad that we saw at Dorton University inside the bubble. Tri-Valley, a big athletic softball team. Madison, not size-wise the same, but very powerful lineup, full of good softball players. This will be a tough game today. Good test for the middle of April. Axtell will be outside in her first delivery. 1-0. Abby too high on that. This is Klingbeil at the plate. I don't have first names yet for Madison, as I've been holding onto an iPad with 2 hands. Abby gets her first strike, 2-1. At some point I'm going to have to figure out how to plug in my phone so it doesn't die from lack of power. There is a tough pitch as well. It's going to be tough out there throwing pitches in this wind. You know, my softball days, it was, you know, old man slow pitch. We're calling that a strike, I believe. Yeah, it is 3-2. count to Klingbeil. Pitch outside, gets away from Hemestead. She'll quickly get on that. And it'll be a walk to start for Madison. Bunt try, just foul. This is Cooney at the plate. Her bunt attempt goes wide of the third base line, so she'll come back to the batter's box with 1 strike. Klingbeil on first base. Bottom of the first, no score. Axtell delivers. There's a bunt. It'll be Lemmy that picks it up, goes to third. No one's covering third. There's our left fielder that covers third, and it'll be a tag out at third base. Good heads-up play. That was J.C. Olson that covered third. Once Lemmy came in to pick up the bunt, there was a play at second base. That was a great heads-up play by J.C. Olson out left field to cover third base on that. Schwab delivered the throw, and it was a tag by J.C. Olson, and there's 1 out for Madison. So Klingbeil reaches first on fielder's choice. At the plate, this is Cooney for Madison. A pitch outside. Sorry, Cooney's at first. This is Lurz, L-U-R-Z. This game changer is going to take a little bit to catch up. A pitch inside. So it was Klingbeil that got tagged out at third base. J.C. Olson, the great heads-up play here in the bottom of the first. Axtell gets her first strike. It'll be a 3-1 count for Abby Axtell against Lurz. Swung on, foul ball, just past the Madison dugout. After falling behind Lurz, Abby Axtell has fought back to a full count here. 1 out and 1 on. Tapped, and it'll bounce off of the catcher, so it's a foul ball officially. Count will stay full. Axtell gets her sign and fires. That's lifted down the left field line, drifting foul, got into the breeze. So it'll stay full. Lurz at the plate. Lurz, the third hitter in the lineup for Madison. And that pitch will be inside. Lurz will draw a walk. So with 1 out now, Madison will have 2 girls on, and their cleanup hitter coming to the plate, their pitcher, Topkin. I don't have first names for these girls, sorry. Lurz is the catcher, so she's going to get a pinch runner. Another fun part is everything's covered in dirt. Everything whipping around today. So a pinch runner for the Madison catcher. Not sure on the name on that, but Madison's got runners on first and second with 1 out. And their cleanup hitter, Topkin, at the plate. She lifts that in the infield. Schwab underneath it. That'll be 2 down. That's a big out right there. Just a lazy infield fly ball. That was McKinley Schwab that parked underneath that, and now the Cossacks will be pitching with 2 outs here. Abby Axtell will be dealing with the designated player. This is Voss at the plate. And she will lift it down the right side. The wind's going to hold that up, but it'll fall to the foul territory. It's a long run. The wind was knocking that down the whole time, but being a 1 count now with 2 outs. Lifted right over the grandstand. That'll bounce behind the bleachers that were at top here. So an 0-2 count now for Voss. Yak still trying to get out of this scoreless. And it'll be a ground ball left side. Lemmy is going to pick that up. It'll be a fielder's choice. It's the force at third, and the Cossacks will move to the top of the second. Still no score. So nice job by Morgan Lemmy. A good pickup right there. And a heads-up play to step on third base and get the force. There's more sponsors I want to go through, but I'm just going to say this. I am scared to have all my pages run away, so why don't we do it this way? We have the whole world on our phones, right? So let's do it this way if I can find it. For the iPad whipping around. This breeze is rough today. Dogs, there you are. So batting for the Cossacks, that is number 6, McKinley Schwab. McKinley playing shortstop to start today. And I didn't see if that was called a ball or a strike. It's not on the scoreboard either. I think it was a ball. Topkin delivers, that's outside. 2-0 as it's now on the scoreboard, which is good. Second inning is going to be brought to us by Vivid Beauty. It's Mackenzie and Michaela. They're on the south side of Brookings on 20th Street South. Vivid Beauty, unapologetically you, unmistakably vivid. Mackenzie is a 2013 Sioux Valley grad. She wants to remind all Sioux Valley fans that prom is next weekend. Get your hair appointments through the website. That is vividbeautysd.com. McKinley Schwab with a line drive will drop right center field. Fought off a good pitch, sent that out to the outfield, and Sioux Valley will have a runner on with nobody out here in the top of the second. Coming to the plate, that is Zoe Hemstead, I think. Shouldn't have to ask my phone to open up every 10 seconds, but that was what's going on there. Yes, Zoe Hemstead at the plate. Kinley Schwab on first, showed bunt, pulls it back. Pitch was too low. It'll be 1-0 for Zoe Hemstead. Once again, I apologize about the breeze. I've even had my scorebook next to my face. There's no stopping it today. 2 hands hold on an iPad. That's still shaky. That is tap left side. He only plays over to first, and it'll be a force out at first, but McKinley Schwab gets up to second base with 1 out. And coming to the plate, this is number 27, our pitcher today, Abby Axtell, the Axe. So nice job of hitting by Hemstead. Advance the runner. Schwab not really being held at second base, so she always likes to dance and play. Get a big lead and see what the other team will do with that. It's an 0-1 count for Axtell. Swings through that. Foul ball makes it 0-2. Doing my best to keep this iPad still. It's not working. And that's a good pitch on the outside corner. Abby Axtell is going to be out looking. Strike out and make it 2 outs. And coming to the plate, this is number 5, Shelby High, a right fielder today. Shelby High will dig herself into the batter's box. It's a good pitch down the middle. That'll be a strike to start. Topkin getting this breeze figured out. Inside, it'll be 1-1. And that's a good pitch too, 1-2. So 1-2 count with 2 outs. Kinley Schwab on second base. If I let this iPad go, it's going to blow away on me. That'll be a shallow right side, but it'll be picked up by the second baseman, and that'll do it for the Sioux Valley Cossacks in the second inning. We will move to the bottom of the second. Still no score. To us by Bell Brands, makers of the mini baby bells, the snack cheese of champions. Bell Brands, my regular employer. Always happy to help out. They haven't told me no yet, so we'll just keep going with that. But a tough, breezy day here in Madison. Good matchup between 2 of the better teams in Class A softball. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Abby Axtell back out there for the bottom of the second. Some good defense in the bottom of the first. JC Olson coming in from her left field position to make a tag on a Madison runner trying to stretch at third. That is a pop-up in the infield. Cassidy Smith underneath that, and it'll be 1 out quickly here in the bottom of the second.
Get us going.
At bat, that was number 3. That was Schleichner, the first baseman. This will be Dudley, the left fielder, stepping in with 1 out. Tap left side. Morgan Lemmy off her heel of her glove. Schwab will keep it in the infield. So no play to be made. And the Bulldogs will have a runner on with 1 out. Axtell gets her sign. Another pop-up in the infield. Schwab coming after it. Axtell was just getting out of the way of it. But Schwab does the heads-up play. Axtell couldn't see it being called off. But they do get an out one way or the other, and a runner will still be at first base with 2 outs now. And for Madison, the 9th hitter in the lineup, this is right fielder Pastrallo. First pitch too low. 1-0 to Pastrallo. It's just There's no saving us from this win today. It's not possible. I'm doing my best here to try to keep my iPad steady. Axtell will deliver. Big swing and a miss there. It'll be a 1-2 count. One and two to Petrallo, the ninth hitter in the lineup. Tapped, right side. Benson will pick that up, throw it over to Cassie Smith, and Sioux Valley gets out of the second. Still no score. Battle's been a great one so far here in Madison. So let me do this. Third inning. It's going to be brought to us by the Man Cave Barbershop. Alicia and friends are on South Madera in Brookings. Right across from Brookings High School. Alicia's been with us since day one. Fantastic sponsor and a proud part of all of these Sioux Valley athletics contests. Thank you, Alicia, for being part of these. We move to the top of the third. Still scoreless. It's been a good battle so far. Topkin getting her warm-ups in. Catcher will send that down, and Madison will be ready to go. Coming to the plate, this will be number 20. This is J.C. Olson, fresh off of her fantastic play from her left field position, just covering third in the first inning to tag out a runner trying to get over to third. Good heads-up play. Runner didn't see anyone there. J.C. Olson got there just in time. And a nice tag. So J.C. Olson now will be at the plate. I didn't see a hand motion there. I'm going to assume that was a ball. So we're going to find out here in a little bit. Topkin gets her sign. She'll deliver. That is fouled into the backstop. It's going to be 1-1 for our count. The only reason that the wind has gone away in the microphone is I'm now holding up my scorebook to my face. Just some of the fun on the road. Some of the weather we get in the springtime. That is low, swung on, left side. A tough hop, and that'll get underneath the bare hands of the third baseman for Madison, and J.C. Olson will reach on an infield hit. So with nobody out,
Hit her on the leg, didn't he?
I think our umpires are going to discuss if that hit Olson while she was in the batter's box. And the umpires after the conversation say no, did not hit our batter. So J.C. Olson will stay at first base after the infield single. And it's top of the order time as Cassie Smith will dive back into the batter's box. Our umpires say Jay Larson behind the plate, and that is Dave Bestie on the bases today. A couple of names that Sioux Valley fans should know and recognize. Cassie swings through the first pitch, so it's going to be 0-1 for Cassie Smith. Showing bunt lifted, it'll drop foul and roll out to the backstop. So Cassidy's going to have an 0-2 count, but she'll come back to the box and have another try at it. Seriously, I have the scorebook next to my face. I still can't keep that wind away from the microphone. It is absolutely amazing. So strong today. Going straight across the field from the right field corner to the left field corner. Good eye by Cassie Smith. Lays off of that. It'll be 1-2 for our leadoff hitter. Nobody out here in the top of the third. J.C. Olson on first base. Just a piece of that fouled off. Cass took a try at it. Just got a piece of it. So she'll stay alive with a 1-2 count. Right off the end of the bat. It went straight into the backstop. Cass ready. And that'll be inside. Good eye. 2-2 for Cassidy Smith, our leadoff hitter. Cass has shown all sorts of ability to hit a lot of different types of pitches safely. First part of the season, she's constantly on base. Doesn't get out very often. Topkin will bounce that to home plate, gets away from the catcher. J.C. Olsen is able to sprint up to second base. And now it'll be a full count for Cassidy Smith with a runner in scoring position and nobody out here in the top of the third. Topkin delivers outside. Cassidy Smith will draw a walk. So great job of hitting. Cass gets to first, as leadoff hitters are supposed to do. Just get on base all the time. And that'll bring Amelia Jacobson to the plate, our 2-hitter today. So with nobody out and 2 girls on, Jacobson can do some damage here. That is right side. It'll be just wide of the right field line, a foul ball. And it'll be an 0-1 count for Amelia Jacobson. I'm now holding this with my legs so I can reach my phone. Mia, our center fielder today. Inside on that, be a 1-1 count for Mia. At some point, we're going to have to plug in my phone. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that yet. I do not have the octopus arms. Only so many limbs to do stuff. Topkin delivers. Fouled off, right side over the Sioux Valley dugout. So Mia's going to have a 1-2 count with nobody out and 2 runners on here in the top of the third. Trying to keep that wind out of my microphone. It is impossible as it is constantly coming right over my shoulder. And that's a good pitch. Yep. Jacobson will go down looking. That'll be the first out here in the top of the third. And that'll bring Morgan Lemmy to the plate. Number 3 hitter in the lineup, our 3rd baseman today. This wind is impossible. Swung on, and it'll roll foul. Third baseman picks it up just outside of the third base line, so just a foul ball and a strike. Lemmy will come back to the box with an 0-1 count and 2 runners on. 1 out here in the top of the third, still scoreless. Both teams battling a tough breeze today. That pitch hits the outside corner, 0-2 for Morgan Lemmy. Should be able to hear some of the fans around me here. I can turn my mic up if I'm going to shield it like I am. And Morgan Lemmy's going to swing through that. Back-to-back strikeouts. Makes it 2 outs here in the top of the third. And our cleanup hitter comes into the batter's box, number 31, Audrey Morano. That pitch too low. It doesn't get far enough away from the catcher, so J.C. Olsen will sprint back to second base. Bounced away from the catcher a little bit. Lurtz, I think the catcher's name is. So 1-0 to Morano. That is too high, 2-0 for our cleanup hitter. Just cannot protect against this breeze. The microphone's been feeling it the whole game. Topkin delivers. Morano swings through that, 2-1. This is maybe the second or third pitcher this season that Sioux Valley has seen that has that kind of velocity. And that's fouled off into the fence along the dugout. For Morano, it's going to be 2-2. So Sioux Valley saw a good picture with that Tri-Valley squad, the Mustangs, able to pull off a 6-2 victory. Tri-Valley ranked number 1 in Class A as far as the media polls go. That is going to be fouled off as well, as that'll drop safely just beyond the Sioux Valley dugout. Count's going to stay at 2-2. So these, the best pitchers out there have velocity. You can see that at the Class B level, Class A where we are, Double A, same deal. If your pitcher's got velocity, that's tough. It really is. And Tompkin, one of the better pitchers in Class A. That is lifted, left side, drifting foul, and it'll drop in foul territory. Morano stays alive with a 2-2 count and 2 outs and 2 runners on. No score here in the top of the third as Morano just trying to make something fair here. Tompkin doing a good job of battling with her. Tompkin gets her sign and fires inside. Full count for Morano. Tompkin thought she had it. Jay Larson disagreed. And Morano's going to have a full count. Runners should be on the move here. 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will be moving. And too high is the call. Bases will be juiced. Morano watched that go by. Just too high down the middle is the call, and that'll bring up the spark plug, Mick Sixer. This will be number 6, our shortstop today, McKinley Schwab. Smoke when she's on the mound. It's got a lot of nicknames. McKinley Schwab will not offer it that. It'll be outside, 1-0 with the bases loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Still no score. But Schwab can change that right here with a base hit. See if she can't get a hold of something. Outside on that, 2-0. Schwab, a fun, exciting player here on the Sioux Valley Cossack side. Just a bundle of energy every time she's out there. Always talking, always smiling. That is lifted foul over my shoulder, and that'll bounce towards the concession stand behind us here in the bleachers. 2-1 is our count. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Bases loaded for Sioux Valley. A great opportunity here. Tompkin delivers. Swung on and missed. Schwab is going to have a 2-2 count. Took a big cut at that. Tompkin gets on the rubber. And we'll fire. Schwab got a piece of that, but it'll be a foul ball. Good pickup by Tatum Sonnenberg, who's all smiles at third base coach. Good play by the head coach. Schwab will step back in there. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Tompkin fires. And Schwab is going to swing through that. She likes the high ones. Couldn't get a piece of it, and it'll be another strikeout for Tompkin as she survives the third inning. Still no score as we move to the bottom of the third. And I can't hold that with my legs anymore as that sitting position is near impossible. Of the third inning is going to be brought to us by Big Sioux Plumbing, man. Neil, a fantastic plumber in the Volga area, a huge Sioux Valley supporter, especially on the wrestling side of things. Big Sioux Plumbing specializes in residential and commercial plumbing, new models, remodels, and service. So thank you to Big Sioux Plumbing for being a part of everything we're doing here on Saul's Media. That's what I was going to do. I'm going to bring something a little bit closer. I know everything is moving on my iPad, but you wouldn't believe the wind to try to hold this thing together. Axtell fires. That is fouled off straight over my head. Will bounce off of the outside of the concession stand that's behind the bleachers here. So let's do that. Straight up in the infield. McKinley Schwab calling for it behind second base. And she'll bring that in. A big out for Abby Axtell. And the Sioux Valley Cossacks here in the bottom of the third. Still no score here. It's been a good battle so far. That is lifted in left field and a base hit for the Madison Bulldogs. It was number 5, Cooney on the single there. That'll bring up, I believe this is Ertz. Lertz, I think her name is. Yes, the catcher, Lertz, and she'll hit the first one foul. It'll go just wide of the left field line. So we'll get back to holding everything steady here. Sorry. Everything moved on me. The wind is playing all sorts of havoc today. That pitch is outside of the zone. 1-1. Abby Axtell still pitching for Sioux Valley. Lifted into left field. J.C. Olson getting underneath that. Ball still drifting. She'll make the play. Throw that into the cutoff. Now second, and that keeps the runner at first base. But a big out once again. 2 outs now with a runner on. And the pitcher for Madison coming to the plate. This is Topkin. She is the cleanup hitter. 0-1 on her day so far. She just had a lazy pop-up a couple innings ago. That is in the left field corner. J.C. Olson will chase that down. It hit her glove, and it'll be a foul ball is the Jay Larson call. She touched that in foul territory. It stayed foul and dropped in foul territory, so just a long foul ball off the glove of J.C. Olson. So just a long strike is all that ends up being. Stop that breeze. That's a lazy fly ball in the infield. McKinley Schwab will reach up and grab that. A good, easy inning for Sioux Valley. And we move to the fourth with no score still. So let's get back to our sponsors here. Let's thank Precision Risk Management, Dave Squires and Friends. Let's do this here. Redefining the delivery of crop insurance to the American farmer, leveraging modern farming technology. Thank you to Precision Risk Management, Dave Squires, being a huge part of everything we're doing here on Saul's Media in supporting Sioux Valley Athletics. We move to the top of the fourth. We still got plenty of sponsors to go through here, but we'll get through them one way or the other. I'm now using my scorebook as a wind blocker. Just trying to straighten out a leg or two as we make sure that the iPad is not swaying or moving too much on us. I mean, it's been a tough day, so I'm doing what I can here at the top of the bleachers. You know what the world needs? Press boxes. Tompkins still pitching for Sioux Valley. That is Zoe Hemestad, who got a piece of that, sent it right into the backstop, so it'll be an 0-1 count for Zoe Hemestad. And I cannot keep that breeze off this microphone. Hemestad swings through that. 0-2 now. Hempstead will swing through that. Sorry. The iPad is constantly being whipped around here. So a strikeout by Zoe Hempstead makes it 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Still no score. And now our pitcher will come to the plate. This is Abby Axtell. Lays off the high one, 1-0. Doing my best to keep the wind away from the mic, but it's been near impossible today. Just a steady 20-25 mile an hour breeze going straight across from right field corner to the left field corner. That pitch is striking the outside corner, speaking of corners. So Abby Axtell will have a 1-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Swings on that, rolls into the dugout for Madison. 1-2 for Abby Axtell. Can hear the fans around us. We've got a good crowd here in the bleachers. In this angle here, you can see how the pitches are coming into our batters. Axtell lifts that left field. Shallow as the wind knocked it down. Now he gets away from the left fielder. Abby Axtell move up to second base. We'll call that a double. And Abby Axtell does a good job of hitting there. So now with 1 out and a runner on, this will be number 5 coming to the plate, Shelby High, our right fielder today. Tompkin getting her sign that she needs. Now steps on the rubber and fires. Right down the middle. That'll be an 0-1 count for Shelby High. You can hear and feel that wind coming through the iPad. Just start swaying. I just try to hold on as best I can. Shelby High's going to swing through that. An 0-2 count. You can hear the fans, though. Madison with some strong support. Tompkin delivers. That'll be lifted right in the infield. Catcher will reach for it and bring that in. Nice play by Lertz to find that for 1 and then get around Shelby High in the batter's box to make that play. So it'll be 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th. And that's JC Olson, our 9-hitter in the lineup, stepping into the box. Tompkin delivers inside, but swung on, and it'll be an 0-1 count for JC Olson. Another scenario where we just got a good gust coming through here, and it's relentless. That pitch inside, 1-1. You can see the dust going across the infield from time to time, so you can see the breeze here in Madison. Temperature is fantastic, 80 degrees, I think, maybe a little more. That is just outside. 2-1. So JC Olson steps back in. Abby Axtell still in second base. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Tompkin sets and fires. And JC Olson will swing through that, a 2-2 count. Tompkin, one of the better pitchers in Class A ball, showing her abilities today. That'll be a high fastball, and it works as Sioux Valley is retired. Another runner left on base, and we move to the bottom of the 4th. Trying to get the rest of our sponsors in here as we roll through this. We're going to thank a couple here. Health Source Chiropractic, man. Justin and Luke on 22nd Avenue in Brookings. The best chiropractors in the biz. Pain-free is carefree. Thank you for being sponsors of everything we're doing here on Saul's Media and helping out Sioux Valley Athletics. We also want to thank Back Alley Meats, fantastic butcher shop in downtown Volga. every Tuesday night, man, from 5 to 7. You can do Taste Test Tuesdays at a fantastic butcher shop in downtown Volga. So get on down there. Try some of the samples out there. You know, think about it when you have a wedding this summer. Perhaps graduation is right around the corner. You know, you head out to the lake. You got a family reunion. You've got 4th of July. That is going to be a big one this year. 250th birthday for the USA. Back Alley Meats, man. They can get you everything you need for your backyard party, boat party, lake, camping. Whatever you need, they got it, man. Brats, burgers, steaks, ribs. Back Alley Meats, a fantastic sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and everything we're doing here on Saul's Media, including fighting off this wind today. Abby Axtell back out to pitch for Sioux Valley. That is lifted in the infield. The wind will hold it there. Axtell is going to call off the rest of her infielders and bring that in. Cassidy Smith smiling with her. McKinley Schwab smiling with her. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. And I'd have to bring my phone back up, but I'm going to wait for this gust to go away. As you can see it moving the iPad, there's a ground ball, shortstop. Schwab picks it up, fires across. A great play in the infield. And that'll get 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. So for Madison now, batting with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Axtell has had a quick inning so far. 3 pitches? Good catch by Axtell right in front of the mound. That was Schwab with a great pickup. And there's another chance for Schwab. A tough hop. That hit something out there. Bounced right over McKinley Schwab as she was diving for it. And the Bulldogs will have a runner on with 2 outs. Yeah, Schwab, Lemmy going over to the spot that hit. Knocking down whatever, you get foot ruts out there. And that hit one of them there, and it went right over Schwab. So Madison will have a runner on with 2 outs. That pitch inside, 1-0. Want to tell you who this hitter is, but I can't open everything. There is a weak swing right through that. 1-1 now our count. Axtell. Axtell will deliver inside, but it swung on, and it's just enough to get through the left side of the infield. The throw into second base. So now Madison in business. 2 on and 2 out. That hitter was Malone. So now Dudley's at second, Malone's at first, and the new batter, I'm going to get my windbreaker back up here, number 10, this is Voss. Too high on the first delivery.
Okay, having a hell of a time getting up here. I had the same issue, so I get it.
Axtell delivers, that's lifted, right side, that's Benson, he'll get underneath that, and Axtell gets out of that jam. Still no score here in Madison as we move to the top of the 5th. So with 2 outs, Madison able to get a couple of runners on, but no harm, no foul, no damage done. And Sioux Valley is going to move to the top of the 5th. We're going to thank Buster's Auto Brokers right on the corner, right on the price, right in Mitchell. Thank you, Buster Vincent, being a huge part of everything we're doing here on Saul's Media and supporting Sioux Valley Athletics. We'll also thank Covenant Sports Group, a different kind of sports representation built on faith and focused on family and committed to your future. CSG has reimagined sports representation. Dave Squires with a brand new venture taking on the NIL world. We're also going to thank Langland Trucking. Jody and Jason Langland. Just saw them last night in Flandreau as we were with the baseball team in Flandreau. A good win for our boys. The Langland family, they can transport livestock and crops. So if your farm has those kinds of needs, then give Jason and Jody Langland a call. Jody also a huge helper on our sponsor side of things as she flat out delivered. So we have Volga to the boys basketball player of the game sponsorship. So we thank Jody Langland tremendously, as we always do. Had a fun conversation with both her and Jason yesterday. That was good. But thank you to the Langland family, and they are big Sioux Valley supporters. And hoping for a nice win here in Madison today. And that is going to be a strike for Cassidy Smith, who's leading off the top of the fifth. Cassidy Smith, our leadoff hitter the way it is. See if she can get something done here against Topkin. That pitch too high. Good way to lay off of that. Cassidy Smith just looking for something solid to hit here. You know, the player's dealing with a lot of wind out here. It's going to be tough to pitch in this as well. I'm dealing with it, and all I got is a microphone around my head. Topkin delivers. That is right back to Topkin. She'll pick that up, throw it over to first. And the 1-3 put out for Cassidy Smith. That'll bring one out here in the top of the fifth. For Sioux Valley, the second hitter lineup will come to the plate. This is Amelia Jacobson Mia. She is our center fielder today. Mia, like a lot of hitters, 0 for 2 today so far. Looking for her first hit. That is going to almost hit her in the foot. Gets her toes out of the way, and it'll be a 1-0 count for Mia. Mia looking at Tatum Sonnenberg, the head coach, also the third base coach. Getting whatever sign and signal and communications done there. Topkin delivers. That's a good pitch. It's the outside corner, 1-1. As I mentioned before, Topkin can bring velocity. There is a line drive caught by the shortstop. Nice play there. 2 outs now for Sioux Valley. On the outside corner, here comes another gust. You'll see some dust flying across. Morgan Lemmy is waiting for the dust to clear to stay out of her eyes. Now she'll fight back into the batter's box. Lays off of that as it's too low. 1-1 to Morgan Lemmy. Morgan, our number 3 hitter in the lineup. Swung through that, kind of a check swing, but it goes too far. 1-2. Lifted in the infield. Second baseman calling for it. It's drifting away from her. It'll drop fair. And it'll be an infield hit for Morgan Lemmy. Should have been an easy play for a second baseman, but in this breeze, it just kept drifting away from her. So now with 2 outs, Sioux Valley had come to the plate with Audrey Morano, the cleanup hitter. Audrey has power. If she can connect on anything, it'll leave the yard today. Just put it in the breeze and see what happens. Morano gets a piece of that, fouled off, straight into the dirt behind the plate. It'll be an 0-1 count with Morgan Lemmy on first. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Morano will swing through that, 0-2. With an 0-2 count. Gets a piece of that right in the backstop. count will stay 0-2. Topkin delivers right on the outside corner. Another strikeout. Tough pitch, good pitch. And that'll do it for Sioux Valley here in the top of the 5th. They move to the bottom of the 5th. Is going to be brought to us by a couple other sponsors here. Let's thank Subway of Volga themselves right there. Player of the game sponsor for our boys basketball season. Player of the game in boys basketball got a free 6-inch sandwich. Thanks to Subway of Volga, and thank you to Jody Langland for bringing that to our attention, making that happen. We're also going to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe, player of the game sponsor during the volleyball season and girls basketball season. Tropical Smoothie Cafe right on 6th Street in Brookings, a fantastic sponsor. Thank you, Ann Park. Good friend of mine and a fantastic businessman. If you like smoothies, get on down there, dude. Great stuff. Ann Park. Good friend of mine and now a proud sponsor of everything we're doing here on Sauls Media. Top of the bleachers, and I've got my tripod as about as small as I can get it so I can control it. That is lifted. Left field, drifting on a play. And it will land in foul territory right inside the third baseline fence. So just a long foul ball there. As you can see, fans are crowding in around us. Thank you to the dude who's sitting right in front of us with his giant white hat. Axtell delivers. That is a line drive. That's over Lila Benson into right center field. This might be a double. Jacobson picks that up, fires it into second, and it will be a double to start the bottom of the 5th.
Hey, come on, 5.
Nice job of hitting.
Come on, 5.
Not sure who that was, and now I can't see my phone again. And I think that'll be Tatum Sonnenberg heading to the pitcher's mound, talking to Abby Axtell. That hitter for Madison, number 9, that was their leadoff hitter. That was Klingbeil. So number 5, Cooney, will come to the plate, the 2-hitter in the lineup. Tatum Sonnenberg will make the switch. McKinley Schwab now will come in from her shortstop position and get some relief pitching in. Axtell did a great job today. Held this powerful lineup to no score through 4+ innings. So Axtell will move to her third base position. Morgan Lemmy will move over to shortstop. We're sending Hemestead out to center field, and that means we'll have a new catcher as well as McKinley Schwab and Amelia Jacobson. That is the combo. So Jacobson gets on her catcher's gear. Now she's ready to give Schwab some warm-ups. So a double by Klingbeil, the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 5th. Forces the head coach, Tatum Sonnenberg, to make a move. That is to bring McKinley Schwab in to pitch here in the 5th inning. So as far as the positions go, some players moving around. But the batting lineup most likely staying the same. But now we've got Mia behind the plate. Hemestead in center. Axtell at third. Lemmy at short. And Sixer now on the mound. McKinley Schwab, the freshman ball of energy. Showing bunt, gets a piece of it, but it'll be a foul ball. Showing bunt once again, pulls it back, and it'll be outside, so a 1-1 count to Cooney.
Come on, Pedersen, here we go. Come on, 5.
Shows bunt, pulls it back, be outside. Two and 1 the count. Jay Larson puts his fingers up, now we know. So Cooney back in the box. He's been showing bunt. Keeps pulling it back, shows it once again. Gets that in the air. It'll be Mia that comes up with that, so the bunt fails. Just a pop out behind the plate. And now the Bulldogs will have 1 out with Klingbeil still at second base. This is Lertz, the catcher for the Bulldogs. 3-hitter in their lineup.
Come on, 12. Get into one here.
Schwab delivers, that rolls. That will allow Klingbeil to move over to third. It just got far enough away from Jacobson, so now Lertz was showing bunt there as well. I don't think she'll be doing that anymore with a runner on third, but 1 out for Schwab. 3rd hitter in the Bulldog lineup at the plate. That pitch too high, 2-0. Schwab gets her sign. Here's the windup and fires. Too high in that, 3-0. Schwab brings velocity. Just like that, a big swing and a miss. 3-1 our count now. Lertz will ask for time, get that. Wasn't quite ready in the box.
Come on, 12, come on.
Now she's ready. Schwab gets her sign. Smoke. And that'll be a strike in the outside corner, 3-2. Full count now to Lertz. Smoke goes off speed on that. Tries a changeup. Lertz just got a piece of it. Count will stay at 3-2. Madison with a runner on third base and 1 out. Threatening here in the bottom of the 5th. I'm still battling wind in my microphone. Just can't keep it away. That pitch will be just outside, a little high, and it'll be 2 runners on in the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Lertz is the catcher for Madison, so their coach will get a pinch runner for Lertz. Number 0 is someone I don't have on any of my sheets, but a pinch runner nonetheless. So coming to the plate, this is the cleanup hitter for Madison. This is their pitcher. This is Topkin. Now runners on the corners and 1 out. Schwab outside in that. Runner takes off. Not even contested, so now it'll be runners on second and third with the cleanup hitter in the box and a 1-0 count. Schwab gets her sign. Sets in, fires. Lifted, right side, just drifting past the dugout. That'll be a 1-1 count now. Just got a piece of that. Not going to leave the yard in right field. The wind will hold that up. But if you can get something over that left field tall wall over there, the Trojan wall over there. And pitch inside, 2-1.
Out of way, 6, out of way.
Schwab fires. There's a line drive, left center field. That's going to score one. That'll bring them both in. That rolls to the wall. Hemestead fires that back into the infield, and it is a 2-run triple as Topkin slides in safely to third. Great job of hitting, and Madison does the damage here in the bottom of the fifth. Still one out. Great job of hitting by the cleanup hitter and pitcher for Madison. That's Topkin. And we'll get a pinch runner for the pitcher as well. Number 2, not sure who that is. But Topkin delivers with a 2-run triple here in the bottom of the fifth. Suvalia get back after it here with 1 out. And a runner on third base. It's not Topkin on third anymore. That's a pinch runner, and I don't have that name. I'd have to look that up, and I'm running out of hands and limbs here. So, great job of hitting by Topkin, one of the best players in Class A softball. One of the best pitchers for sure. So Schwab now will dig back in here. Big delivery. Fouled straight back. 0-1. 2.
Here we go.
This is designated player Voss for the Bulldogs. An 0-1 count. Bounces, 1-1. Just trying to hold everything steady here. Voss at the plate. Schwab delivers. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. Full house. Bleachers full. There's a lot of seats around the fence line. Good crowd here for some high school softball. Big swing and a miss. Gets away from the catcher. Schwab's got to cover home, and it'll slide in safely. So officially a strikeout, but Voss is going to reach because it got past Jacobson behind the plate. And a good heads-up play by the pinch runner on third as she comes in for the third run of the game. So now coming to the plate. Seriously? This will be Schleissner coming to the plate. Jay Larson will take a second to wipe off home plate. Get the dirt debris from the slide off of there. Trying to hold everything steady here. Kind of failing at the moment. That is swung on off the end of the bat into foul territory. It'll be an 0-1 count for Schleissner. So we chase down the foul ball down the right field line. Get it back into Schwab, and she'll ready herself. Bulldogs have taken control here in the bottom of the fifth. 3 runs in already, still just 1 out. That hits Schleissner. She'll feel that in the ribs. And now the Bulldogs will have 2 runners on with 1 out. Coming to the plate for Madison, this is the left fielder, Dudley.
Get into 111.
We are going to give Schleissner a minute on first base. She is kind of stretching out, getting herself put back together. Took a hard shot right in the ribs.
I know. And not playing basketball, really. Being operating on my Bulldog parent time. Yeah, Dan Paisley.
Dudley digs in, Schwab delivers, and that'll be a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Got a couple of dads that run me talking strategy. Always good when the parents get involved. There's a good pitch, outside corner, 0-2 now. Schwab with a great pitch there. drive right side that goes over Benson's glove. Another run coming in for the Bulldogs, and they'll have runners on the corners. That gets past Axtell at third. Another run coming in. Disaster is struck here in the 5th inning. But a great job of hitting, as that was a great line drive to right field. In between Smith and Benson. The line drive works, and now Tatum Sonnenberg head out to the mound again to have a conversation out there. Trying to calm everybody down, but Madison is taking control here. A 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Still 1 out here in the 5th. Damage was first done by the pitcher, Topkin. She delivered with a 2-run triple. For Schwab, we are going to put her back at shortstop, move everybody back around. So we'll put Schwab back at shortstop. Lemmy moves back over to third. And we'll have Abby Axtell back on the mound now after the visit from head coach Tatum Sonnenberg. Sorry about the iPad. I'm trying to keep everything together in a very tough breeze today. So Abby Axtell back in to pitch. That is lifted in left field. JC Olsen chasing that down. She'll put the glove up, make the play. And they'll have 2 outs now. Abby trying to get us out of this. Madison has done the damage here. It's a 2-run triple to start this. A couple more singles, and then a ball they got underneath Axtell's glove at third base allowed the 5th run to come in. Axtell with a good pitch there. Be an 0-1 count. And the gust won't let up. So we're going to do this carefully. Swung through that, an 0-2 count. This is number 10. This is Prostralo, the 9-hitter in the lineup for the Bulldogs. So Abby Axtell trying to get out of this. That pitch a little off the mark. 1-2 to Prostralo. Top of the order coming from Madison if they can get on here. That pitch outside, 2-2. And that'll bounce. 3-2. Great job by Jacobson to knock that down and keep it in front of her. Keeps the runner at second base. So full count now with 2 outs. That pitch inside. That was a walk, right? Yeah. Prostralo didn't realize it. There we go. So runners on first and second now with 2 outs. And now we'll get back to the top of the order for the Bulldogs. Back to Klingbeil, who started this.
Big 2-out hit here.
2 on with 2 outs. Axtell lost a handle on that. Bounces that to the plate. It'll be 1-0. Too high on that. 2-0. That gets away from Jakeson. The runners will advance. Now sitting on second and third with 2 outs, and that pitch got away from Axtell once again. 3-0. is a strike. Red light on a 3-0 count. Axtell now will try to deliver another here. And that'll be too high. Bases are going to be loaded.
Come on, 5.
Base loaded with 2 outs. This will be Paisley Cooney, the center fielder for Madison. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Tapped foul just over the grandstand. Some fans reaching for it. But it'll be an 0-1 count for Cooney.
Come on, 5. Come on, 5.
Lifted foul once again. That goes over the dugout. There's fans running out of the way of that. For Cooney, it's going to be an 0-2 count.
All right, protect anything. Here we go. Out of the way to fight it off.
It'll be sent down the left field line just past the dugout for Madison. Stay at 0-2 for the count. Base loaded with 2 outs. It's a 5-0 lead for Madison. Able to get a couple runners on, and it was their cleanup hitter and pitcher, Topkin, that delivered a 2-run triple to get this started. Another couple hits. Some error, and that's a good strikeout right there. But the damage is done, 5-0, as the Sioux Valley Cossacks will move to the top of the 6th. 5-0 on new score. There's a JV game after this is done, but for Salt's Media, we just do varsity only. We need to thank a couple of sponsors here if I can get to them. Shorty's Burgers and Brew. This is Kim's new spot going right up on 6th Street in Brookings. Kim has a food truck called Shorty's Hot Box Food Truck. This will be a brick and mortar store, their standalone restaurant, along with the food truck. So Kim trying to take over the restaurant world here in Brookings. And they'll be just on 6th Street, just down from Jimmy John's. Part of that new Latitude 44 construction that's going up. Should be located on the west side of that building, right on the bottom floor, and they're excited. The ribbon cutting is next Friday, so they're excited to get going. Sioux Valley is going to start with their 5-hitter in the lineup. This is McKinley Schwab stepping in. And she will send that to the right side. The second baseman to a basket catch to bring that in. Battling with the wind. Wind was knocking it down, and she just put the old basket catch out there, made the play. 1 out now for Sioux Valley here in the top of the 6th. Going to bring number 10, Zoe Hemestead, to the plate. Zoe swings through that 0-1. So we'll swing through that as well. 0-2 now with 1 out. You're in the top of the 6th. Madison able to bring 5 across in the bottom of the 5th. Topkin now trying to finish this game off. And Hempstead will swing through that. 2 outs now here for Sioux Valley. It'll bring Abby Axtell to the plate. The Axe. Topkin gets her sign, sent to fire outside. Axtell swings through that 1-1. Velocity certainly a factor. Tompkin a big pitcher as well. An imposing stature. That's fouled off, 1-2. So Tompkin with a big arm. A lot of speed with that fastball. Good movement otherwise. Maybe the wind has been helping with some of the movement today. It's certainly possible. She's been able to find corners and throw strikes. Axtell will swing through that. The catcher dropped it officially, so Axtell is going to get to no. She caught it, as Jay Larson is saying. So that'll do it for the top of the sixth. We move to the bottom of the sixth with a 5-0 lead by Madison. Trying to think another sponsor here. Home Team Physical Therapy. That's one that we haven't done yet. Home Team Physical Therapy right in downtown Volga. That's Lene and Kim and Chrissy. Home Team Physical Therapy, where the number one priority is the patient. They will do their best to get you back to the best possible condition. They use a 1-on-1 personal approach to help you get back to the best condition you can get back to. But Home Team Physical Therapy right on Main Street in Volga. Thank you for being a sponsor of everything we're doing. Great local business. Always fun to have the local business as part of this. And hear that wind rolling through the microphone. We move to the bottom of the sixth. It's a 5-0 lead for Madison. Axtell back on the mound to try to keep it a 5-0 lead. Nubber. Schwab at shortstop will pick that up, fire it across, and it'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. Nice play by Schwab. Lifted. Schwab at shortstop getting underneath that. It'll be 2 outs now here in the bottom of the sixth. Good innings so far. Axtell fires, gets a swing and a miss there. 0-1. This is and that is going to hit. Is number 4. That is Voss. I'll take a shot in the hand or wrist. A tough one. She'll have to shake that off at first base. Her head coach is there with her. Head coach is maybe that's the assistant coach, I'm not sure. First base coach there. Boss says she's okay. She'll stay at first base. So. I'll bring Schlichtner to the plate. That ball gets away from Jacobson, and that'll move. Voss up to second base. We've got a 1-0 count for Schlichtner. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. 5-0 lead for Madison. Swung on. Lemmy's going to pick that up, fire it across, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. So Sioux Valley will come back. Their final 3 outs. So move to the top of the 7th. Our Play of the Game sponsor here for the spring season. I want to thank the Craddock family, owners of CC's Bar and Grill. Also owners of Cool as Ice. So the ice cream shop that's in downtown Volga, that is our sponsor for softball and baseball through the springtime. Player of the Game is going to get I'm not sure which one it is yet because they haven't been delivered yet, but it's a free sundae or a free cone, I believe, is how we discussed our Player of the Game. So Cade is still getting those tickets to me. But Cool as Ice, our sponsor for the spring season. Hitting for our Cossacks, that'll be number 5, Shelby High, stepping into the batter's box. Playing right field today. Topkin still out there trying to finish this off. He's had a great outing so far, up 5-0 here in the top of the 7th. Sioux Valley down to the last 3 outs. That pitch too high. 1-0 to Shelby High. Swing and a miss on that, 1-1. Swing and a miss on that as well. 1-2 now for Shelby High. Tompkins been tough all day. Tapped foul. Just past the Madison dugout. Count will stay at 1-2. And that'll be right on the outside corner. Another strikeout for Topkin. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Sioux Valley down to their last 2 outs. We'll bring the 9-hitter in the lineup to the plate. This is J.C. Olson, our left fielder. Topkin gets her sign that she likes. Fires, that is tapped foul, straight back, 0-1 to J.C. Olson. It's been a challenge today trying to keep the wind out of the microphone, trying to keep the iPad steady. Topkin delivers. That is strike 2. Swing and a miss by J.C. Olson. Tapped. Pop up in the infield. Second baseman will come in and make the play, and Sioux Valley's going to be down to their last out. Down 5-0 here in the top of the 7th, and the top of the order coming up. Cassidy Smith, our first baseman today. She'll step in the box with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. delivers. Too low on that. 1-0 to Cassidy Smith. Too high on that. 2-0. On the outside corner, 2-1. At the outside corner, 2-2 now. Cossacks down to their last strike. Leadoff hitter Cassidy Smith trying to extend the game. Topkin, the pitcher for Madison, trying to close this out. Fires. Outside, full count to Cassidy Smith. Cass right near the box. Topkin gets her sign. Fires. And that'll be a check swing strike. And that's going to do it. A good matchup between two good teams in Class A ball, but it is a 5-0 victory for the Madison Bulldogs. I want to thank all of our partners, all of our sponsors, and all of our watchers out there as we'll pack this up. There's still a JV game yet to come, but congrats to the Madison Bulldogs. A 5-0 victory over our Cossacks. Second loss of the season. Sioux Valley falls to 5-2 on the year. And at the moment, there is a scheduled game on Saturday at noon, but it is weather permitting, as it's going to get chilly, possibly even snowy and or rainy. So we'll see what happens for Saturday. Just pay attention to the social media pages for Sioux Valley Schools. Follow them on Twitter, and we'll see if the noontime holds on Saturday. But that's going to do it for Madison. Thanks for watching, everybody.